Okay, so on this particular part, the next thing we have to do is we got to put a hole in here. We got to put a threaded hole in this surface right here, and we also need to deburr the entire thing. We're actually going to chamfer the entire thing deliberately instead of just deburring, just to put a surface on the corners of this that that aren't going to hurt you when you try to work with it. So we're going to start with the hole. Okay, this is actually one of the most straightforward things we're going to do on this whole thing. Right up here, there is the hole command. If you click on the hole command, it opens this dialog box here. The first thing it wants to know is where you want to put the hole, approximately. Now, the advantage is when you're working with something circular, there's still an imaginary center point stuck here. So when I hit select, that's the face I want to put it on. It pretty much drops it dead in the middle. Okay. If it doesn't drop it dead in the middle, then what you can do is you can select these references. And if you hit a reference that could be, for example, another feature, and you're measuring the distance between it. So in this case, I just hit reference 1, and then I hit here. And what it did, I don't know if you guys noticed, it sort of nudged the whole thing slightly towards the middle. That's a good thing. All right. Now, that's a hole, but we actually need a threaded hole. So you're going to select here the tapped hole, right? We're going to say, first of all, the hole depth is 0.75. Or sorry, the thread depth is 0.75. And then, sorry, I have to move this little screen here out of the way. The diameter of the hole we can select from any size we want here. It's supposed to be 0.5, and it's supposed to be 1/2 inch 13 UNC. Okay, I'm telling you that I know it off the print. It's on the print. There's a giant arrow pointing towards this hole. It says 1/2 13 UNC. Well, right now it's on 1/2 12 UNS. That's a different style of thread. I don't even know what size that is. So we go to 1/2 13 UNC. Slightly change that interior there. Hit OK. Boom. Threaded hole right through the middle of the part. Done. All right. So really, it was open a menu, click just a very few things, one drop-down box to select the size of the thread, and it's done. Okay. And you can see there, it gives us sort of this graphic representation of the threads cut inside the hole, like a tap's already been run in there. Okay. Now, the only other thing you need to do is the chamfer. Underneath the Modify tab, you have a lot of options, one of which is chamfer. Okay. The first thing you're probably going to want to do, if you select something to chamfer, that's cool. But what you need to do here is you got to select the size that you want to go. 0.050 is what we're looking for, 50 thou. Okay. And basically every edge on here gets broken at 50 thou. Okay. So it's this guy, the top of this hole, this weird sort of figure 8 looking peanut shaped thing, all of it. Okay. So basically if I hit OK here, that's good. But then I do need to do a bunch more. I'm having difficulties selecting more than one object at a time unless I do it uninterrupted. So in other words, like select this, here, that guy, and I got one more to grab down here. Okay, so I got everything I want to chamfer selected. Then I'm going to change my number. Not 1/2 inch, 0.050. All right, and you can see it gives me a graphic of it, shows that all the surfaces have just gotten rounded down, and it looks pretty good. And again, on the CNC machine, this is no big deal, right? If you were to try to do this by hand, it would be a huge pain in the neck to try and get all these features rounded down like that. But using a regular chamfering cutter, a cutter that has a 90-degree bevel on the bottom, it's actually pretty straightforward, okay? So that's the second item you need to do is basically just select all your corners and chamfer everything. All of it's 50 thou. It's one size, deliberately designed that way. Now, actually, on the bottom surface here, we are going to put a slot. And that slot, it gives you a location to stamp your name or the ID code from the Precision Manufacturing Competition event. All right. That goes on the bottom. We're not going to worry about that just yet. These are the two surfaces that I need you to do, the chamfer and the threaded hole. All right. So if there's questions about this, obviously you can send me an email, send me a screenshot if you're getting stuck. But you guys can see that this is pretty much spot on to what